UFC 302. Poirier versus Makhachev. Here are my predictions. Now the rounds makers are making us sweat, but I like some of these overs in the later rounds. However, let's talk. I've got Lima over Raposo, Perez over Edwards, Hafez over Gall, Matthews over Rowe, Dawson over Solecki, Almeida over Romanov, Almeida over Kopylov, Zaleski dos Santos over Brown, Morono over Price, Holland over Oleksiejczuk, Strickland over Costa. Let's talk about the last two fights. Strickland has a habit of losing the first round. There's a strategy to live bet on Strickland when the second round starts, as he drops to an underdog potentially. Now, I've looked at Costa's game. The only thing he has is the body kick coming from his rear leg and the head kick coming from his front leg. I think that Strickland will see everything coming. I hope that Strickland throws more than just the 1-2 that he threw against what's his name? Dricus du Plessis. That's all I really saw from Strickland was a 1-2. It was depressing because he lost on the scorecards, but he won the fight. I hope that makes sense. Last fight, Poirier and Makhachev. I watched some of their fights back, and I look at, okay, MMA math, compare the resumes. I just want to point out that the fight against Makhachev's fight against Volkanovski was not a true fight at his weight class. He fought twice. The second fight it makes Makhachev seem like some stand-up god, but here's some MMA math for you. Volkanovski gave Makhachev a really difficult time on the feet, and this guy will dust Volkanovski on the feet. Watch this guy. This guy might be one of the greatest defensive, active fighters right now. One of the most greatest defensive fighters. Even when he gets hit, he doesn't take damage. He sees everything coming. I don't think that this guy has anything that this guy hasn't seen, unless we're talking about this guy taking this guy's back. That's his safest way to victory. I don't think he does it on the feet. I watched the fights. This guy is amazing. Like I said, I have money on Poirier, but I also have money on Makhachev. So, in the stock market, when there's about to be a big move, what the market makers do is they widen the spreads. So a close spread would be Almeida Kopylov, which is something like -110 and -105. That's a close spread, and we all know why. This is a wide spread. Y'all see that? +400, -600, and nobody knows why. And I know why, because see the odds makers don't make the fights. The UFC makes the fights. And when when the odds makers got this fight, they put Makhachev here and Poirier here, and they wanted to put it close. And when they realized, they said, "Oh shit, like they're gonna potentially lose a lot of money on this fight." They panicked and they widened the spreads, and everybody thinks that Makhachev is gonna win. The odds makers might know something, and so they're trying to scare people into putting a lot of money on Makhachev. But I think that this guy's defensive jiu-jitsu and his defensive striking will prevent him from, will keep this fight longer than 1.5 without a doubt. I don't know if it'll finish inside the distance. There are situations where this dude wins, and it's more than one. I like Poirier. I'm a dog chaser, and that dog is lucrative. So Those are my picks. $5 into 2022.80. Some other picks I like for the fights. B-Ball is negative 3,500 on the cards. What do you do with that? However, if you go for either points or KO, you can get plus 110, negative 130. Wilder, I looked at the KO negative at 175. I don't think he gets a KO against Jang. Wilder has one punch. You ready? Here's Wilder's punch. It's either a step back straight right, or it's like a jab counter straight right. He's got one punch, and Jang is big. He's just gonna clinch with him, I think. I think he's gonna do well enough versus that. But I think Wilder points plus 1,400. I think that's good. Bivol, I don't see how Bivol loses. You just have to pick the magic school bus. Anyways, that's UFC 302. I really think that destiny is working in this man's favor. And I'm going to be I don't have any bets for you guys, but I'm going to be working all of my bets. I have different strategies for every card. I'm going to be working all of my bets to finish before these fights, like finish early to pay me out so I can dump as much money onto Poirier as possible. That might be my strategy. I'm a dog chaser. And I think tonight the dogs are going to be howling.